Every county families with care, compassion, and dignity since 1880. Whether you're planning ahead or honoring a life lived, our experienced team will walk beside you every step of the way. Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home, where compassion meets peace of mind. Visit JenningsandAyers.com.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
This is the Wake Up Crew with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
And good morning. It's Tuesday, July 1st, the first day of July, episode 1690. And we only have 3 days until the 4th of July. And of course, today is Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yes, it
don't
is.
have that, do you?
Not yet, but I will, buddy.
Yeah, so we won't have him to talk in this early morning
That's a good way to
segment.
get him out of the conversation if you need to. Oh, wow, he was quick.
Man, don't sleep on me.
The traffic light, a little light. Everybody, a lot of people on vacation.
I found that one, though, didn't I?
Of course you did. If there only way that we had a button that could get rid of you, just,
Well, there is one. He's just in charge of it.
And
Yeah.
I always will be.
That's exactly why you'd never worked the board except that one time.
Yep, he didn't like not being in charge.
Nope. He's got to be in control.
I did. I had a very
Just like
comfortable
he does
time.
at football games and basketball games and baseball and softball. Other than that, it's pretty easy to get along with.
You know, he keeps saying, like out of stress, he'll say something like, man, it's going to get so bad, I'm going to have to start producing my own games. And I'm surprised he doesn't do that.
He's his own worst enemy, really.
I'm surprised he doesn't just choose to produce the games from the game.
Well, because he can't do two things at one time, evidently.
I can. I just can't do 4 at one time.
No, I mean, that would be a very difficult thing to do.
I'm right
just still
there. I'm right
surprised.
there. I'm with you. I'm in the room here when you're saying I can't do 4 things at one time. Jeez.
I do quite a bit.
Yeah, but you talk. I mean, you do commentary, and you don't have to do much in basketball like that. You sometimes I think you overdo it, actually.
At least I don't disappear for a quarter.
Well, at least, but at least the fans of the game can hear your wonderful voice,
Yeah.
best friend.
It's been long enough. I think we can tell my favorite story. And I was not producing this ball game, but this was a football game a couple years ago, and I heard about it when we were talking about this the other day at his house. You guys were at a football game, and you went to take a break during the first quarter. Nothing. No commercials played, nothing like that. Second quarter rolls around, same thing. No commercials. When you get a phone call from the police because the producer producing the game had locked themselves out of the radio station.
Oh, yeah. That was a wonderful night in radio history.
So I did produce a half a game myself.
You've done
some
basketball
string games
before.
yourself,
You've done some of that
Yeah.
before when you had to.
Yeah.
I kind of like it because it keeps you busy and you're not just like, like on top of me while I'm doing play-by-play. It's like, it's like sometimes I turn around and go, gosh, well, I really shouldn't say this on the air, but I will anyway. I turn around and go, God, I wish he'd shut up every once in a while, just.
Wait till that first game.
I'm hoping. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding you. Jeez. Come on. Where's your sense of humor?
I'll remember that.
Where's your sense of humor?
I have a
Hey,
memory
you're
like an
busy.
elephant.
Who's your,
You're
who's
busy
your
getting
favorite
scores.
person to do a game with?
Who's mine?
Yeah.
My favorite person to do a game with. Well, let's see. I've done one with Clark Blair, enjoyed that. Did one with Bill Hockenberry, enjoyed that. I've done one with Jeff Jordan, enjoyed that. That's about all I can think of.
That's it? That's all you got?
I think that's all I've got. Oh, Danny Brewer did a game with me. Yeah, that was fun.
Jeff might come out of retirement.
Really?
I don't know if you can ask him.
No, you're still going to be there, buddy. I mean, it's that control. We're going right back to the control thing. He's got to have control. So he's not going to let me just go off on my own. I mean, that's not going to happen.
I've presented that option several times. John, we've talked about it. The option of kind of getting some secondary people to do second games and whatnot, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but the big thing is I'm part of the secondary group. I'm not even considered on first team.
I think you'd be considered A team.
You volunteered for those Thursdays.
Yeah, I'm going to volunteer again. I'm going to do Thursdays. That's all I'm going to do. Oh, gee, no sense of humor.
Not today. Not ever.
He's still upset about the computer yesterday.
Well, in a few minutes, we're going to talk about the new James Bond director. We're going to talk about bananas also, kind of like this show. It's going bananas. But we'll be talking about more of that. Much more to come here on the Wake Up Crew. But we got to take that first look at the weather as always. It's 6:17.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Showers and storms in the area. Highs top out near 86 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, any showers and storms end early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, light winds, lows drop to 68. And then Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine with highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 71.
Hi, I am Tina. You never know what you may find at the Habitat Restore.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
Hey, this is Rocky. You never know what you'll find at the Habitat Restore.
Shopping at the Restore.
Habitat Restore has furniture.
At a great bargain price.
Couches, beds, tables.
We have it all.
At the Habitat Restore.
Shopping at the Restore, yeah.
If it's here today, you better get it.
Because it may be gone tomorrow.
Shop, donate, and save at the Habitat Restore. 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
In retirement, it's all about income. Your money, making money, and you're not spending down your principal. That's the way we do it at Retirement Income Solutions. So if you're spending down your principal or your money's not making money, keeping you ahead of inflation, check us out today at risolutions.net. risolutions.net. And make sure to join us Saturdays at noon and Sunday afternoons at 1 for Retirement Income Solutions Radio with Nathan Cox and Lindsay Cotter.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Power outages are unpredictable, but with Roscoe Brown's generator services, your peace of mind doesn't have to be. Whether it's storm season or an unexpected blackout, our generators ensure that your home stays powered. Installation, maintenance, or repair, our team's ready 24/7 to respond to your needs. With Roscoe Brown, you're not just getting a generator, you're securing a lifeline for those moments that you needed the most. Ensure your home is always powered. Your family's comfort is our commitment. RoscoeBrown.com.
Murfreesboro Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
What type of services they would think they would want?
Staff members are caring who understand that each family is unique.
We ask them the questions.
Keith Stapleton, manager of the Murfreesboro Funeral Home, off of South Church Street.
This is Wade Hayes from Toots Restaurants, and our family is just honored and blessed to be part of this community for 40 years.
Hi, this is Nick Hayes with Toots Restaurants. After 40 years, we still got them. $6.99 daily lunch specials. Stop by Toots.com and check them out.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Good food and fun. Toots. Good food and fun.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The Seattle Mariners' Cal Raleigh belted his 33rd home run of the season. Seattle beat Kansas City 6-2. Arizona ended a 4-game losing streak with a 4-2 decision over San Francisco. Baltimore won in 11 innings at Texas 10-6. The A's, with 2 runs top of the ninth, won at Tampa Bay 6-4. Toronto held off the Yankees 5-4. Boston won, scoring 7 runs in the first inning. Eventually 13-6 was the final over Cincinnati. Pittsburgh won its 4th straight game game, 7-0 against St. Louis. Philadelphia and pitcher Zach Wheeler shut out San Diego 4-0. The Steelers acquired All-Pro defensive back Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins, along with tight end Jonnu Smith. Miami gets safety Minka Fitzpatrick. At the FIFA Club World Cup, couple of upsets in the round of 16. Inter Milan lost. Manchester City lost in overtime. The Memphis Grizzlies are giving Jaren Jackson a max extension.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
And just like the Wake Up Crew, Celebration Under the Stars is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. That's right. Under the Stars, it's fireworks at 9, plus live music, food trucks, and family fun. This Friday, July 4th, at the Fountains. We will not have a pre-4th of July show, though. Just want to make sure that's
we
clear.
got fired.
I don't know that we got fired. I just think because of the pandemic, that was the year of the pandemic, wasn't it?
Yes.
So we had to make a special. We helped the community that day.
Yeah, well, and then we got fired.
My sister called me and said, "Hey, I'm here listening. I'm here. I hear y'all."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
My sister didn't listen.
no.
I don't think my sister has listened to a single production of the Wake Up Crew ever.
Well, I don't know that my daughter has, really, to be honest with you.
And they get talked about a lot.
Yeah. Friends of hers come up to her and go, "Do you hear your father on Wake Up Crew?" She goes, "No, we're really busy during that time." It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Just turn your radio on.
My mom hasn't, and one of the hosts is her son, and the other one is...
Yeah, that's really
her husband.
bad. I mean, that's really bad. I mean, I hate
Megan's
to dog
never listened.
Heather, but come on now.
Well, she's
Does
not
that?
gonna,
I mean, does that say a lot about this show that none of our family wants to listen?
she's not going
to
to get
it?
up there.
Well, I
really.
think it's because like Megan and Heather and Bobby, they hear us all the time. Don't you
maybe
think?
so.
Samantha,
Probably, yeah.
she gets to hear me all the time, so probably not so excited as other to millions of people that do. All right, our good neighbor of the day, Stephanie Hickerson. She's a good neighbor for always looking for ways to help people with her gracious heart. Stephanie Hickerson's going to receive flowers from Jenny Harrison and the family over at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio WGNS.
Well, thanks for the nomination. If you don't nominate someone, I mean, we're going to give it to meanie people, like meanie pants. You know, so it has to be the meanie good neighbor or the meanie neighbor of the day.
Oh, the mean neighbor of the day.
Yeah. So you have to help us out. Text neighbor to 615-893-1450. Get the reply. Just tap on the link, fill out the info. WGNSradio.com/good neighbor will get you there as well for the mean neighbor, good neighbor of the day.
Well, today is World UFO Day, so it's a day to, fantasize or, I don't know, do whatever you do on World UFO Day. Look for aliens. Ooh.
Little green people.
Join in at WGNS at 8 o'clock.
For Coast to Coast AM
Yeah.
as they celebrate World UFO Day.
I bet they will. I bet they will celebrate
Oh,
it.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, on that show.
Being taken up now by the aliens.
You are an alien.
Don't worry. They'll bring you back once they talk to you for a few minutes.
I'm going to take control of the ship.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. What would I think? Our song of the day today. Cover of the Queen song, Bohemian Rhapsody by the Muppets.
Mama! Mama! Ah, ha, 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 ha. Mama, 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 mama!
That's a good one. We'll hear more at 7 o'clock, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll be back.
If someone asked, "What's your more?" would you be surprised? Well, at First Bank, knowing your more is where we start. Whether it's seeing your kid's college graduation, seeing the world, or seeing the ocean from your patio, your more helps us see who you are. That's why First Bank offers you more time, more access to local lenders and leaders, more answers, and more products. So tell us, what's your more? First Bank. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
The residents at Stones River Manor love the activities and the environment.
They have everything. They have exercise class. The activity center has the Bible study that I like very much. Everyone is so friendly. They really want to make you happy here.
Stones River Manor, serving the community since 1977.
And you have the little thing around your neck that you can press a button if you need help right away. I feel very safe here.
Stones River Manor in Murfreesboro, near the intersection of Haynes Drive and Memorial Boulevard.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Caitlin Jones. Several new state laws take effect today. We'll be highlighting some of those for you throughout the day. The Peace Act bans hate-filled flyers and banners from overpasses. It also makes it illegal to refuse to give your name to police and to get within 25 feet of an officer after being asked to back up. And the state is launching the centralized immigration enforcement. It would now penalize officials who adopt sanctuary policies, requiring their removal from office if convicted. Another law criminalizes the harboring of undocumented immigrants. And the Humphreys County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly crash involving a train and a dump truck. As WSMV reports, a dump truck was hit by a train near Highway 70 Monday afternoon at the intersection of Scepter Road and Sawmill Lane. The driver of the truck was leaving a private drive and pulled out in front of the train and died in that crash. More news in 30 seconds.
Hey, Joe, I thought you were retired.
Living on a fixed income is tough. So here I am, an essential worker.
I know. I mean, food prices are going up every day. Thank goodness for benefitscheckup.org.
Benefits what?
Benefitscheckup.org. It's a free website where people over 60 can find help to pay for food, medicine, even utilities. I got $1,200 a year in benefits. Maybe it can help you.
City leaders in Lebanon are reminding neighbors about firework restrictions in the city. An ordinance states that you can only shoot off fireworks within city limits from July 1st to the 5th, and you have to stop shooting them off at 10 p.m. Fireworks also cannot be used within 600 feet of a church, hospital, funeral home, or school. Caitlin Jones, Access Tennessee News.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS. With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
What time is it, Brian?
It is 6:27, John.
Thanks. I thought I'd include you in the broadcast.
Thank you.
We've got some bad news.
Oh, no.
Last week, Bobby Sherman, the pop star from the 1970s, passed away. And let's hear a little bit of Bobby Sherman.
Of the sun, whatever made me think that I was number one. I ought to know, easy come, easy go.
From 1970 to 1975, there wasn't anybody any bigger.
Really?
In show business. Easy come, easy go. Julie, do you love me? La La La, If I Had You. There's about 5 big hits. Hit number 1. Big star. He, after his career kind of wind down, he became I think a paramedic for the Los Angeles Police Department. So had a pretty good career at that. Then he wound up being a speaker at the end of it. And he did do some of the reunion shows that they had. They're very popular in the 80s. He'd come back and do some of those. But
he was a teen idol.
What was he, 84?
This says 81.
81. Yeah, he was a teen. He was what you call a teen idol. Started on Shindig in the late 60s or mid 60s. Started on the Shindig show.
So he became, in the 90s, a reserve police officer with the Los Angeles Police Department, trained other officers in first aid and CPR.
Yeah.
Because he was the paramedic, so did it all.
So rest in peace, Bobby Sherman. We're talking about James Bond as well, and Dalton has an update on our James Bond report.
Well, as everyone knows, because we've talked about it, Amazon MGM Studios now owns James Bond. They purchased the producing rights from the Brocklers, who've been producing it from the beginning, and they have found their director for their first James Bond movie, and it is Denis Villeneuve, which is a name you may not recognize, but he directed Blade Runner 2049 and both of the new Dune movies. So he's the director of both of those. For just the second Dune movie alone, he won like 7 Academy Awards or something.
You like him. You like him a lot, right?
Yes. The Blade Runner 2049 and both of the Dune movies are 2 of my favorite movies of the last decade. I think they're very, very good. I think he's going to do great. He's done more sci-fi than anything else, which I don't know how that'll translate to Bond. But he's a really good filmmaker. He makes really good movies.
Maybe James Bond will become part of the U.S. Space Force and go to space. We'll have another Space Bond movie.
And he'll meet alien Brian on the spaceship.
Maybe they'll remake Moonraker.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. So
yeah, he said that the reason he got into directing movies was because he loved watching old Bond movies when he was a kid. So
wow, so he's got that love for it. That
he's
helps.
got a passion. So
yeah.
I think that'll be good.
That helps. It's time for Today in History, brought to you by Turner Security.
Turn to Turner Security.
It's July 1st, and on this date, the first U.S. postage stamp goes on sale, 5-cent Franklin and 10-cent Washington stamp. In 1898, Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders charge up San Juan Hill. 1899, the Gideon Society established to place Bibles in hotels. They don't do that anymore, do they?
I think they do some.
Okay.
They do a lot of outreach with churches, too, I think.
1904, the third Summer Olympic Games in St. Louis is the first held in the United States. In 1941, the Bulova Watch Company pays $9 for the first ever network TV commercial. They used to have a lot of commercials about Bulova watches. That and Timex.
They were on the Braves network for a long time when I was running the games.
Yeah. And in 1963, the Beatles record She Loves You and I'll Get You. Even in those early songs, the chord progression that the Beatles had was different than anybody had ever heard before. But that's a really, really kind of a primitive song, considering who they were in the early stages. In 1967, that's right, just 4 years later, they do the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. It goes number 1 and stays there for 15 weeks.
With Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, we hope you will enjoy the show.
Quite different from 1964's She Loves You. And finally, in 1979, Sony introduces the Walkman, the first popular portable cassette player.
The music with the Sony Walkman. You really feel the music with the Sony Walkman.
The Sony Walkman is a tiny stereo cassette player with truly incredible sound.
You really feel the music. You really feel it. You really feel the music.
Put on a Walkman and see the world in a whole new light.
Sony Walkman.
The Walkman from Sony, the one and only.
Nobody had a better Walkman than me. I mean, people used to run with those things.
Oh, yeah?
That was the cool thing to have. It was pretty neat.
Sure was.
All right, Brandon Brooks is standing by with Rewind, 6:33.
This is CBS Rewind.
July 1st, 1989. Milli Vanilli scored their first #1 single with Baby Don't Forget My Number. This date in 1992.
You let the tying run get on second, and we lost the lead because of you.
The release of the classic sports comedy.
Are you crying? No.
A League of Their Own.
There's no crying in baseball.
July 1st, 1998.
It's what we call a global killer, the end of mankind.
The release of a sci-fi disaster movie.
Half the world will be incinerated by the heat blast. The rest will freeze to death in nuclear winter.
Armageddon.
We nuke this thing from the inside.
I'm Brendan Brooks, and that's Rewind.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Showers and storms in the area. Highs top out near 86 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, any showers and storms end early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, light winds, lows drop to 68. And then Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine with highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 71.
Good morning. A couple of accidents out here, but it's starting a little bit busier now. Coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 and 840. Already some radar in Murfreesboro and Coffee County area this morning on 24. You're going to see a lot more radar over the next few days as we get closer to Friday. Trying to build on I-40 right now through the Mount Juliet area, leaving Wilson County, headed on over into Hermitage. Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Check them all out today. When you order online, it's easy. PrincesHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Good Neighbor Events is brought to you by Americare Pest Control, Old National Bank, and the law offices of John Day.
Friends? Yes.
The financial partners whom you've built a relationship with at Old National Bank are still at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard location, right here in the borough. And so are the warm, homemade cookies.
Cookies are ready, dear.
Like Grandma used to make. If you need online and mobile banking, Murfreesboro's Old National Bank does that too. You and Old National Bank, better together.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
It's the Independence Day weekend. This Friday is the 4th of July. WGNS reminds you, it's not just a day for picnics, it's a day to celebrate America. And there are several patriotic 4th of July celebrations all around the community. Pick the one that fits you best. And let's get out and celebrate America. And also during the hot days of summer, the Red Cross is even more critically low on blood. So please give the gift of life. Phone the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and set up a date to give blood on a time that fits your schedule. Give the gift of life at the Red Cross. Here in Murfreesboro, they're at 501 Memorial Boulevard. Maybe you're new to town and want to learn more about our local history. We'll head over to the one-room Ransom Schoolhouse, Saturday from 9 until noon. Members of the Rutherford County Historical Society will be there to talk about this area's local history. That's Saturdays, 9 until noon, at the one-room Ransom Schoolhouse, 717 North Academy Street. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Think the customers know I raise these eggs myself?
They do now. That hen's been louder than your radio.
50 years of local flavor. The Farmers Market, Tuesday and Friday, 7 to 1.
Only at a producer-only market can you meet the hens behind the eggs.
Lane Agro Park in Murfreesboro.
Turn to Turner Security.
Hey, it's Brian Barrett. Here at the radio station, we needed a security solution to keep the staff safe while also giving us some flexibility with guests entering the building. I've tried to find a solution for years, met countless representatives, and they all said it can't be done. That is, until I turned to Turner Security. Not only is it done, it's done right. For your home or business, take it from me, Turner Security is the only place I'd turn.
Turn to Turner Security.
I just had my cataract surgery.
McCabe Vision Center.
My astigmatism was corrected, my farsightedness, my nearsightedness, every single thing has been corrected.
McCabe Vision Center.
Give yourself the gift of sight. And I can drive at nighttime. I can see everything. I mean, crystal clear. Anyway, thank you.
McCabe Vision Center on Heritage Park Drive, just off Memorial, behind SunTrust Bank.
If you're not waking up to the Wake Up Crew, here's what you've been missing.
Time for Brian to come into your homes.
Run! Don't miss the Wake Up Crew with John, Brian, and Dalton. Weekday mornings from 6 until Swap and Shop.
Bigger isn't always better. When it comes to your financial institution, don't send your money to some far-off bank in another state. At Heritage South Community Credit Union, we help when others won't. We've been serving our community since 1957 and are still locally owned and operated in Middle Tennessee. If you're tired of talking to artificial intelligence and computer screens and branches, give Heritage South a try. Learn more at heritagesouth.org. Insured by NCUA.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
This is the Wake Up Crew with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's time for the dad joke of the day. Oh, nice guy.
Dalton, I have a question to ask you.
I've got an answer for you.
Where can I tune in to my favorite? How do I do that to WGNS shows? You know, I want to listen to something. How do you do that?
Well, there's lots of different options. You can either listen on the radio, of course, FM 101.9, FM 100.5. You can also go to our website, WGNSradio.com/listen, to see links to everywhere to listen, including our live stream, Watch in the Studio, Big GTV, and our podcast network, where all of our shows are podcasted and archived, so you can listen to old shows.
That's pretty good, Dalton.
If you catch you missed the first 3 segments of the Wake Up Crew because it's not part of your commute, you could actually listen to the podcast at 9 o'clock and catch those segments.
There you go. All right, time for Sink or Swim joke.
You know, it's my wife's birthday next week, so She's been leaving jewelry catalogs around the house. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Got her a magazine rack.
I'll let you go first.
That is a sink for me.
This is a sink for me, too. I'm sorry. Just throw that one out. Just drown that one, Deadpool.
Are amazing.
We'll be back.
CBS News Brief. Brian Kohberger's agreed to plead guilty in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Benjamin Mogan's daughter was among the victims.
It's going to be nothing nice to go through for the rest of your life, and he'll have to think about that every day, all the terrible things that he allegedly did.
Lawmakers in the Senate up for the second night in a row for a marathon voting session on amendments to President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Spending Bill. Republicans, like Majority Leader John Thune, arguing in favor of the package.
This, Mr. President, will make this country safer, stronger, and more prosperous.
This bill is going to ruin people's lives.
Connecticut Democrat Chris Murphy arguing against. Thousands of city workers have gone on strike in Philadelphia. Trash collectors, street repair crews, police dispatchers, and others all demanding more higher pay than the city's proposed. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
Following a landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision, State Representative Mike Smarks of Smyrna is championing new legal legislation that targets online platforms exposing children to explicit content. Sparks praised fellow lawmaker Jody Barrett for introducing House Bills 221 and 222, aimed at empowering Tennessee to enforce digital safeguards. HB 221 would allow legal action against sites distributing obscene material that harms minors, while House Bill 222 would authorize the Attorney General to impose civil penalties and injunctions. Sparks emphasized that protecting children in Rutherford County is a shared duty, stating, quote, Tennessee will lead on this critical issue. And as lawmakers in Tennessee consider these measures, communities across Rutherford County are preparing for a festive 4th of July. Murfreesboro's, quote, celebration under the stars begins at 4:30 p.m. at the fountains with food trucks, live music, and a splash pad, while the Murfreesboro Night Market offers a vibrant local experience every Friday evening. In Smyrna, Independence Day festivities kick it off on July the 3rd at Lee Victory Recreation Park, starting at 5 p.m., culminating in a dazzling fireworks display. Meanwhile, Laverne will host its celebration at Veterans Memorial Park, with gates opening at 5:30 p.m. and music by the Ray Raddick Band beginning at 6. That's all for now. For more local news in a quick yet digestible format, but more than just the headlines, be sure to check out the Rutherford Roundup podcast streaming on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and of course over at our website, WGNSradio.com. Whether you're walking the dog or getting your first cup of coffee, check out the Rutherford Roundup. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, part of your Good Neighbor Network, and I'll talk to you later.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
Hi, this is Trevor from Bell Jewelers. If you inherited some gold from your relatives and you don't know what to do with it, bring it by Bell Jewelers. We offer to buy gold, or you could also use that for a custom piece that you can work with 2 of our master goldsmiths in-house to come with a special idea for you. A custom piece can take anywhere from a week all the way up to 8 weeks, depending on how intricate it is. Come on by Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots.
Get old. Old National Bank, that is. Old National Bank has the experience and service you need to buy a home, make investments, even online and mobile banking. Old National Bank is in the borough on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard, which used to be Mercury Boulevard.
Visit us and enjoy warm, homemade cookies at Old National Bank.
Old National Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
WGNS.
Our family at Demas's Restaurant are proud to support local emergency responders who put their lives on the line for our community each and every day. This is Peter Demas, and here is this week's Demas's Emergency Responder of the Week.
Congratulations to Smyrna Fire Department's Assistant Fire Chief, Cameron Phelps. The Commission on Professional Credentialing has awarded him the professional designation of Chief Fire Officer. Following an extensive peer review process, this designation recognizes that he has achieved excellence in 7 measured areas. Congratulations, Smyrna Fire Department's Assistant Fire Chief, Cameron Phelps.
When you see a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or telecommunicator going the extra mile, let WGNS know, and we at Demas's Restaurant will salute them as the Emergency Responder of the Week.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Caitlin Jones. Today we're highlighting some of the 177 new laws taking effect today in Tennessee. For one, more recess for students. This law requires a minimum of 40 minutes of physical activity per school day. The previous minimum was 15 minutes per day. Another law would allow a judge to revoke a child's driver's license if they're convicted of bullying or cyberbullying. And the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation says one person died near North Chickamauga Creek Gorge State Park. Authorities have not detailed the cause. It happened the same day that more than 50 hikers and 2 dogs had to be rescued from rapidly rising waters at Pocket Wilderness in Soddy Daisy. Heavy rainstorms that came through on Sunday caused flash flooding in the popular hiking area, stranding those hikers on one side of the flooded creek. More news in 30 seconds.
Hey, Joe, I thought you were retired.
Living on a fixed income is tough. So here I am, an essential worker.
I know. I mean, food prices are going up every day. Thank goodness for benefitscheckup.org.
Benefits what?
Benefitscheckup.org. It's a free website where people over 60 can find help to pay for food, medicine, even utilities. I got $1,200 a year in benefits. Maybe it can help you.
A Good Samaritan is being hailed a hero after reviving a child following a near drowning. It happened at Clark Center Park in Oak Ridge. The police department says they were responding to reports of a 5-year-old boy who was unconscious at the swimming area. By the time they arrived, they found that a bystander had performed CPR on the boy, and he was now awake. First responders assessed the boy and gave him oxygen. Officials say his condition is improving. Caitlin Jones, Access Tennessee News.
Hey, Jim, where'd you source out those maters from?
Right out of my field. Still had mud on them this morning.
50 fresh, flavorful seasons at the Rutherford County Farmers Market, Lane Agri Park in Murfreesboro, on John R. Rice Boulevard.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market. No middlemen, just local hands and local dirt.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's 12 before the hour. Don't forget news from CBS at the top of the hour. The CBS Entertainment Report with Matt Wolf comes up at 6:57.
That dog got hit by a car.
Wow. That's it then. That's the end of that. We won't do that anymore. You ruined it.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. I think it was getting old anyway, and he was trying new things with it. His original first one was the best. The original one.
Ran that joke into the ground, as we say.
I wish we'd have taped that though. That was a good one. And then all of a sudden he started doing hoo-hoo, and all that kind of different stuff. It was weird. We're going to talk about bananas for a minute. Do you like bananas, Dalton? I would think you're not a banana guy. Don't do sound effects now. It's too late.
Banana.
Sorry, Dalton. Excuse me.
I like bananas. I don't go for them frequently, but I do enjoy them.
All right. Do you like ripe bananas, just ripe bananas, or some that have got a lot of brown dark on them?
I like bananas the day they turn yellow. No sooner, but no later.
Yeah.
I like a nice
There's a fine
yellow
line,
banana.
man. And if you go away from the house for a couple of days and you go, oh no,
it's over.
You forgot about it. You just...
Now I will say, my wife Megan makes really good banana bread. So when the bananas go bad, they're
not going to waste.
They don't go to waste. They get used in banana bread when they go bad. So.
Well, bananas can be very helpful for your well-being. But when do you eat bananas? When's the best time to eat bananas? You ever thought about that? When's the best
6 a.m.
For breakfast? You can have them for breakfast. They're an energy boost. You can eat them as a snack. It's a low-calorie snack. You can do it before you're working out. That gives you some energy as well, which is always a good thing.
That's when I do it.
When you work out.
Why'd you laugh?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what made me laugh. When's the worst time to have a banana? What'd you think?
Before bed.
Okay, why, Dalton?
I don't know, but that's the only time that's left.
I'm going to say at 12:30 a.m. when you get up and go to the fridge.
Well, it's better than eating a sandwich or something at 12:30 a.m. in the morning,
true.
but it's not as beneficial. It's good with fiber and just laying in bed and going to bed. Probably not the best time to eat one.
And bananas are fairly sugary. Now they're fruits. So
yeah,
they're
they
good
are.
sugar,
You
but
have to watch
they're
that.
fairly sugary, so you got to be careful.
Can't eat too many.
Right.
Do you go to the store? Do you all buy a bunch of bananas, or do you buy just 3 or 4, or 2 or 3, something like that? I just buy 2 or 3 because I can't eat them all in time.
I normally get a bundle because, like I said, Megan will make banana bread with whatever's left. So
I last bought bananas in 1998, probably.
Okay, I can tell.
They always bring gnats every time.
Well, it depends on what store. Don't name names, but you have to be careful about what store you go to.
And I've got plants in my house, so I have gnats anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but be careful where you buy them from. They're not really, well, I can't say, but
keep your bananas in the fridge.
Yeah,
Then you
keep
don't
your
have to worry about
bananas in the
that.
fridge, Brian.
Wow, I never knew.
Time for celebrity birthdays.
For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today, happy birthday to you.
Man, we got a big, long list today.
I noticed that.
Jeez. 1902, William Wyler, American film director. He directed Ben-Hur, Miss Miniver, many more. 1916, Olivia de Havilland, American actress. She was in Gone with the Wind.
That was on Today in History yesterday.
Yes, it was. Well, no, not that.
Gone with the Wind, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but not Olivia de Havilland. It's a birthday.
Right.
Oh.
But something happened with Gone with the Wind yesterday.
1930, Sidney Pollack, the director, directed Tootsie.
All of my life, wondering how they met and what makes it last.
He was in a lot of his movies, too. He was in Tootsie, too. Played Dustin Hoffman's manager. In 1952, Dan Aykroyd, Canadian-American comedian, writer, and actor.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man.
In 1961, Diana Spencer, English Princess of Wales, born in 1961, died in 1997, of course, in a car crash.
And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind. Never know who to cling to.
Pretty soon we're going to find a soundtrack where you don't know the words. Carl Lewis was born in 1961, Olympic gold champion. 1967, Pamela Anderson, Canadian-American actress. She was in Baywatch. And she was a Playboy playmate as well. She doesn't wear makeup now. She goes out, doesn't wear makeup at 55 or something like that. 1977, one of my favorite actors, Liv Tyler, American actress and daughter of Aerosmith's frontman Steven Tyler.
Never do, I still miss you, baby.
I remember in Armageddon. That was a good one. She was great. Celebrity birthdays. Now to local birthdays, and we've got a few. Here we go. Doran Claiborne, Andy Womack. Andy's got a birthday.
Wow.
Paul Lamb, Thomas Laird, Alicia Pace, Val Gamble, Glenda Johnson, Chelsea Fancher, and Brady Cooper have birthdays today. Watch what you say, Brian.
I will not say anything other than to tell you that you can call or text in your birthdays, 615-893-1450, and see if you're older than Brady Cooper.
Well,
I did it again.
Yep, no tithe for you.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Showers and storms in the area. Highs top out near 86 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, any showers and storms end early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, light winds. Lows drop to 68. And then Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine with highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 71.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE Sharing Change has now donated more than $11 million to local nonprofits assisting worthy causes in our community. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936.
Good morning. It's gotten a little bit busier on 24 coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, up through the Antioch area. It's a little bit busy here on 65 South at Trinity Lane as it tries to get a little bit heavier in the last few minutes through Mount Juliet. All that traffic leaving Wilson County. This time of the morning it's busy, but it's moving all the way into Hermitage there on I-40 westbound, headed on up into Donaldson as well. Hey, if you suffered hail or storm damage recently from some storms, your roof is starting to leak. If you have any problems with your roof, call Independent Roofing Specialists. Check them out at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
From brakes and alignments to new tires and wheels, Tire World, locally owned and operated in Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and Laverne.
Tire World, we keep your family rolling.
Online at tireworld.us.
Shopping at the Restore.
Hi, I am Tina. You never know what you may find at the Habitat Restore.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Hey, this is Rocky. You never know what you'll find at the Habitat Restore.
Shopping at the Restore.
Looking for appliances? Try the Habitat Restore. We have used appliances.
Hey, we have refrigerators, microwave, gently used washers and dryers, and now we even stock a few dishwashers. All at the Habitat Restore.
Come and shop and save. You will leave our store humming.
Play an old guitar from 9 1:30. Trying to make a living while everybody else is having fun.
Don't just go to any.
We've got news for all you Miranda Priestley fans.
All right, everyone, gird your loin.
Okay, Stanley Tucci was epic there in The Devil Wears Prada. Now production has officially begun on the sequel, which will have Tucci back along with Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Meryl Streep.
Something funny?
Kenneth Branagh will also be joining the cast too. It's expected to be out next year.
Don't you see what this means for Downton?
And the new trailer for Downton Abbey, the grand finale, is out. Reportedly the last film for the mega successful franchise that started in 2010 and became one of the most viewed TV series in the world.
Long live Downton Abbey. Amen to that.
It's out September 10th. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
Oh boy, we're about wrapping up this 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, what are we going to do next hour?
I don't know. That's your department. Well, I do know one thing. We're going to have the nationally known snack food report.
Yes.
And, of course, Taco Tuesday. We've got our good neighbor today is Stephanie Hickerson. She's always looking for ways to help people with her gracious heart. Stephanie's going to receive flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and WGNS.
And if you would like to nominate someone as our good neighbor of the day, you got to get those in. 615-893-1450 is the phone number. WGNSradio.com/good neighbors. That's the website. And then birthdays are a very similar process. 615-893-1450 phone number. WGNSradio.com/birthdays for those. And we're going to give away a delicious bowl of banana pudding from Slick Pig Barbecue as the prize, so get them in.
This is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. If you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too. Call the law offices of John Day.
Brian, I'm sure you have plenty of things for the 7 o'clock hour, so don't worry.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah. He's working on his phone right now, folks, trying to
find something.
Topics. We'll be back. The news is next at 7 o'clock.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, flagship station for MTSU Sports. Courthouse clock time, 7 o'clock.
Plea deal in Idaho's student murders.
He has agreed to plead guilty to avoid the death penalty.
Amending the Trump budget bill.
This has to get through the Senate, but it faces hurdles over in the House.
New Everglades Deportation Center.
Its nickname, Alligator Alcatraz.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, the man accused of killing 4 college students in Idaho has cut a deal just weeks before his trial was set to begin. Here's CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
Bryan Kohberger accepted a plea deal that would keep him in prison for the rest of his life without the possibility of an appeal or parole. We spoke to Ben Mogen, the father of victim Madison Mogen, who was relieved.
If you get a quick death sentence, and you don't have to spend decades thinking about how terrible you made the world.
I spoke with Steve Gonsalves, the father of victim Kaylee Gonsalves, earlier this year during the pretrial hearings.
You see all these people there to protect him, and no one was there to protect your daughter.
But in a social media post Monday, the Gonsalves family said they did not approve a plea deal, writing they were, quote, beyond furious at the state of Idaho. In a later statement through their attorney, they added that the victims' families had not been consulted. For Mogen's father, the plea deal is justice.
We can actually put this behind us and not have these future things that we don't want to have to be at, that we shouldn't have to be at, that have to do with this terrible person. We get to just think about the rest of our lives.
Also in Idaho, CBS's Omar Villafranca has more on what's been learned about the victims and the gunman in the ambush attack on firefighters.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is mourning the loss of 2 firefighters, 52-year-old Battalion Chief John Morrison and 42-year-old Cooney County Fire Chief Frank Harwood.
It's obviously very, very emotional to see the support that we have in our community.
Officials say when Morrison and Harwood arrived on scene to a brush fire Sunday, they asked 20-year-old Wes Rowley to move his vehicle. That's when Rowley opened fire, killing the 2 firefighters and injuring a third, 47-year-old Dave Tisdall.
Now to Washington, CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has the latest on Senate work on President Trump's big budget bill.
The Senate continued its marathon voting session all night.
This, Mr. President, will make this country safer, stronger. This bill is going to ruin people's lives.
But while Republicans work to secure the votes they need, former Trump advisor Elon Musk has reignited his fight with the president. Musk fired off a series of tweets criticizing the bill and pledged to fund primary challenges against Republicans who support it, writing, "If it's the last thing I do on this earth." Trump shot back in a post of his own, suggesting the government efficiency department Musk once headed should take a look at the subsidies Musk's companies receive and the country would save a fortune. The bill has also raised concerns for those in the renewable energy industry due to provisions like a new tax on wind and solar projects that use materials from China and rolling back incentives.
We're all a little scared right now.
Galen McKee is the president of Brooklyn Solar Works.
If we're basically saying we don't want to incentivize solar anymore, we want to rely on these other technologies, then you're going to see the price of electricity continue to rise.
Correspondent Manuel Bojorquez tells us President Trump goes to Florida today to see a new migrant detention center in the Everglades.
The isolated outdoor facility dubbed Alligator Alcatraz is surrounded by dangerous wildlife, oppressive heat, and raises alarms with immigration advocates over due process concerns. And there's another issue. Protesters say the facility will pollute the Everglades.
I feel that this helped my people survive. So I have that responsibility to stand up.
For Betty Osceola, it's personal. She's a member of the Miccosukee tribe, which lives in and around the Big Cypress National Preserve, where the airstrip lies.
4 minutes after the hour.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Darian. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes as long as it's coming from love then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Experts and the Trump administration remain at odds over the damage done to Iran's nuclear sites, and there's debate over where talks on the country's nuclear program go from here. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb spoke with Iran's foreign minister.
President Trump has said that talks with your government could restart as early as this week. Will that happen?
I don't think negotiations will restart as quickly as that. In order for us to decide to re-engage, we will have to first ensure that America will not revert back to targeting us in a military attack during the negotiations.
The Trump administration has filed suit against Los Angeles, claiming the city is obstructing the enforcement of immigration laws and creating a lawless environment with its sanctuary policies. CBS's Adam Yamaguchi has more on ICE raids in Southern California.
Hey, leave him alone, bro.
Each new arrest brings the plea of a son.
That wasn't correct, and that was not just.
A daughter.
I just want my dad to come home safe.
Or a neighbor.
What you're doing is kidnapping. People are being ripped away from their law-abiding lives.
In the heavily Latino community of Santa Ana.
It's no longer a safe place to be for a lot of people.
Martin Charez is a minister who arrived from Mexico at age 9. He's among those known as dreamers, people brought into the U.S. as children who hope to get its citizenship.
Are you afraid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be racially profiled.
He tells us much of his ministry has moved online because people are too scared to go out. Now, Pasadena's mayor says he won't go anywhere without his U.S. passport.
Last month, a multi-billion-dollar settlement between the NCAA and current and former student athletes paved the way for a new era that begins today.
For the first time ever, college athletes will be allowed to accept payments directly from the universities they attend and play sports for. And for that matter, drive hundreds of millions of dollars to those universities. It's a very, very significant moment.
Brendan Marcello of CBS Sports says schools hope this tamps down the unregulated market for paying college athletes through third parties. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The price tag. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News Radio. We'll have updates at the top of every hour all day long. Now, here are Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Hey there, good morning, everybody. I'm Brian Barrett, joined by John Dinkins and Dalton Barrett. As we move along with the Wake Up crew here this morning, we need to check on the latest traffic and weather. We do that now, all brought to you by our friends at Toots.
Back in 1985, when Toots first opened, there were very few restaurants in this town. We've seen hundreds of them come and go, and yet we are still so blessed to be in business and be doing business here in Rutherford County.
This is Nick Hayes with Toots Restaurants. After 40 years, we still got them. $6.99 daily lunch specials. Stop by Toots.com and check them out.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today, showers and storms in the area. Highs top out near 86 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, any showers and storms end early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, light winds, lows drop to 68. And then Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine with highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 71.
We're excited to announce that Capstar Bank is now officially a division of Old National Bank. Old National Bank in Murfreesboro at 2230 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, ready to serve you.
Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good morning. It's got a little bit heavier here in the last few minutes southbound. 65 at Trinity Lane as it tries to pick up more volume on 24 through Antioch. Coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County has been in pretty good shape so far. Traffic volume is definitely lighter out here during the summertime as it's building over here now on I-40 as you come past the airport here at B&A Airport at Donaldson Pike as that traffic comes in 40 west from Wilson County, especially through the Mount Juliet area. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car or big truck here in Middle Tennessee, no matter what county you're in, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
No middlemen, no mystery, just fresh picked produce.
Straight from the Tennessee dirt to your dinner table.
Rutherford County Farmers Market, where our family feeds your family.
Rutherford County Farmers Market. There's something fresh every week. Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 to 1 on John R. Rice Boulevard.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
Good morning, Rutherford County. News, traffic, weather, and fun every morning with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett. It's the Wake Up Crew on News Radio, WGNS.
Oh, the mic's on.
Hey, I don't mind telling you, Brian. I feel like I've been here an extra couple hours today.
I do too.
It's just I don't know. We got up early. I don't know. It just seemed longer.
It does. It feels like we're a couple hours behind usual.
The technical difficulty got us messed up this week. I think
Maybe you.
I think it carried on over today. No, it didn't bother you.
You know what it did, John?
It didn't bother you at all. I know.
It shot my motivation.
Yeah,
that's what it did.
Yeah, we're artists, Brian. We're artists. We're not just radio people.
Shot your motivation.
We're
I need
artists.
to be motivated to be here.
Oh, yeah, boy.
I'm not even there. I'm at home.
I know you're not. You don't even show up. Haven't opened the door to the station in months. Dalton,
it's been a month and a half.
Can I ask you something? Because people, he's at home. Everybody knows he's at home while we're here at the station, and but. Does your wife know how you decorate your room?
She helped, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she helped.
Okay. So, I mean, the construction, the caution, wet floor kind of thing?
Well, that one was a mandatory. I said, that's going to go up.
Oh, okay. But I didn't think that was. Don't blame that on Megan. Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
She understands a man cave.
Yeah, I think every room needs to be decorated. Not every room needs to look like a living room. Some rooms need to look like something else, and this room kind of it feels like a studio almost.
Something else.
It's kind of a man cave. I mean, it's got a little bit. It's a different kind of man cave, but it's different.
It's a man closet.
I have to I have to take everything that's mine and cram it into this one little room. I can't spread it out throughout the whole house.
Right. Oh no, don't do that.
All my stuff is in here.
That's the way I do it in my house, though. I everything's normal except till you go into my little area where I do recordings.
Mm-hmm. Your studio.
My studio, yeah.
I will tell you that Matt Aaron, our engineer, said that's a pretty cool background. He saw your background.
I love the aquarium.
Thanks.
I was just wondering if Megan put this caution sign up or you did, and I was figuring it was you. And I like the little lighted thing you've got over on the right. So
the little LED sign, and then the little pink light in the corner.
Yeah, it's good.
What does that little symbol signify?
That's the logo for a podcast I used to host.
Mm.
Oh,
but I don't anymore. So
sad day.
I want to get one of those for the studio at the radio station, like a big G. For the wall.
That'd be cool. Wake Up Crew needs an emblem. Do we not have an emblem?
We do have an emblem. It's at the top corner of your packet.
Yeah.
Top left-hand corner.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't we have one of those in here?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they don't podcast this show. I don't understand why.
Well, the audio is there.
Yeah, I'm a big Wake Up Crew.
It's first day of July. Are you enjoying it?
He's done with you talking. He's
done.
Long enough.
We can't have any freedom. Go ahead.
No conversation. It's the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, no 7 o'clock. It's all stats and facts. Okay, go ahead. It's 1st of July. I'm with you right here.
It was a question, but okay.
What do you mean a question? Okay, yes, it's the 1st of July. Jeez.
I'm sick of these working conditions. I'm sick of it.
Episode 1690 of the Wake Up Crew here. Is Marge Simpson dead?
What?
Is Marge Simpson dead?
I don't think so.
Well, look it up and see if you don't see some things about Marge Simpson's death. Because I even saw this. Nobody can see it, but it's got Marge on a cloud.
Huh.
It was the final episode of the season.
I never watched it.
Last week.
I never watched it. I don't know. Don't have a clue.
I haven't watched a new episode of The Simpsons in a very long time.
Well, that's going to go very far.
Despite a flash-forward scene in the season 36 finale of The Simpsons showing her grave, the show's producers have clarified that this was a speculative, futuristic scenario, not a depiction of her current or future status. The show has been renewed for multiple seasons, and Marge will continue to appear in the series.
Okay, well, that's good.
It is the longest-running series now in television history, isn't it? Or is
longest-running
it close?
sitcom.
Okay.
So
it's
36 seasons.
Well, it's been guaranteed through 40 seasons.
Wow. So
there will be another 4 seasons. There will be 40, if not more.
I just never have. I don't know.
What would be longer than that, even in all of television?
In all of television, nothing. Has.
Hallmark Hall of Fame has run 69 seasons. The Wonderful World of Disney ran 58 seasons. 60 Minutes has run 57 seasons.
What was that, 57?
60 Minutes.
Oh, yeah.
There have been 56 seasons of Monday Night Football.
Really? Okay. When did Monday Night Football start? I know I was a kid.
56 years ago.
I'm looking for where it says first.
69?
1970.
Okay.
September 21st, 1970. Saturday Night Live has run 50 seasons.
Yeah. Okay. So they got a ways to go.
2020, Survivor. Now, Survivor's not in terms of length, but has more seasons.
I think scripted series, though, it's got to be one of the longest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sitcom, scripted series, it is the longest.
Because they have long seasons, too, with that.
790 episodes.
Okay.
Of the
so
Simpsons.
even after it's over, it'll run for years. Although it's very satirical, so it's timely is not necessarily its strength. You know how you can, you know why Westerns are so popular?
Well, they were
because you can watch them at any point.
You can watch them anytime. They never age because they were a period piece.
Now those first 9 or so seasons of The Simpsons are actually pretty normal. Like they just kind of watch like a normal sitcom. They don't really feel like you're watching something
right
that is satirical, but it in its later seasons has kind of gotten there.
Well, you know, like personalities they've made fun of and that kind of thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Okay. Well, we're done.
At least she's not. I mean,
she's not
dead.
No.
Well, that really concerned me.
I bet it did.
That's why
I'm sure.
Wanted to get on and clarify that. We've got several segments of Taco Tuesday and a lot to talk about on Taco Tuesday, so be sure to hang in there with us on that. We'll be right back after a check of sports.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The Seattle Mariners' Cal Raleigh belted his 33rd home run of the season. Seattle beat Kansas City 6-2. Arizona ended a 4-game losing streak with a 4-2 decision over San Francisco. Baltimore won in 11 innings at Texas 10-6. The A's, with 2 runs top of the ninth, won at Tampa Bay 6-4. Toronto held off the Yankees 5-4. Boston won, scoring 7 runs in the first inning. Eventually 13-6 was the final over Cincinnati. Pittsburgh won its 4th straight game, 7-0 against St. Louis. Philadelphia and pitcher Zach Wheeler shut out San Diego 4-0. The Steelers acquired All-Pro defensive back Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins, along with tight end Jonnu Smith. Miami gets safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. At the FIFA Club World Cup, couple of upsets in the round of 16. Inter Milan lost. Manchester City lost in overtime. The Memphis Grizzlies are giving Jaren Jackson a max extension.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the law offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the law offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
Hi, I'm Wade Hayes, owner of Toots Good Food and Fun. I strongly believe that volunteers make a positive difference in the quality of life here in our community.
The Women's Club of Murfreesboro does so much to preserve the history of this community. A special thank you to Sandra Hawkins, who volunteers much of her time documenting local history. She also serves on the board, is a past president, and is always helping with different committees. Thank you, Sandra Hawkins. And right now, the Women's Club of Murfreesboro is preserving their historic downtown home.
At Toots, we strongly believe that it's important for every one of our citizens to give some of their time and talent back into the community. And we want to honor these individuals with a Toots gift certificate good at any of our Rutherford County locations.
860 Northwest Broad Street, on Church Street in the Barfield area, in Smyrna on Sam Ridley, and Toots West on Franklin Road at Rucker Lane.
When you have fire, water, or storm damage, Farrah Construction can help. Farrah Construction is also there to help when a car slams through the wall. Call Farrah Construction and we'll board up, put down tarps, secure your home or business until the insurance coverage is approved. Call Farrah Construction at 615-893-6120. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Back on the Wake Up Crew from News Radio WGNS. And guess what? It's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
So I have quite a few things. It has now been learned that the YMCA over near the Old Fort Walmart.
It's going to be a Mexican restaurant?
It's going to be a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
That big facility?
Yes. Whether it's going to be that facility, whether they're going to tear part of it down,
maybe,
or whether it's going to be just a gigantic restaurant.
Or I wonder if they're going to segment it so that they can rent out the other parts of the building.
Could.
There's a pool in there.
Well,
That'd make a pretty cool, like almost like a food mall, you know? Like you have a bunch of different restaurants and then like a pool where you can go, like a food court.
I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but that's not a bad idea.
That's what I would do if I owned it.
Apparently, the city was looking at it really hard, and there were some ideas of trying to reroute Armory Drive, which is that little road that you go back by the Waffle House and then
go USA down through that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's extremely difficult to get out of there.
If they could bring Armory Drive through there and connect it to that traffic light, that was the idea right there at the Walmart and the Y. But doesn't look like that's going to happen. So.
I don't know if a restaurant. Well, I shouldn't comment, but I don't know if a restaurant can make it in that location. I don't know
either.
I mean, there are quite a few around there. Like there's that Waffle House back there. It's been there for years.
Yeah.
Across the street, there are some that are also hard to get in and out of. Slim Chickens is right there.
Well, you're by an interstate exit, so that's going to help you.
Right. Mm-hmm. El Cubilete is there. So, I mean, there are quite a few restaurants right in that general area.
Just because Burger King didn't make it, but they didn't make it on Memorial, right. So
that's true. They did not.
Right.
And
Slim's has been there for years. Slim's is always packed.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. It's hard to get in there sometimes.
And in more restaurant news, less than a year after opening, Fire Korean Barbecue, 109 North Maple Street, has served its last meal. And that will be the new location of Jefferson's restaurant. Jefferson's is on East Main Street. Was also talking to your wife about this, Dalton. Jefferson's has a location somewhere down toward Manchester or something down that way.
Yes,
they do.
You can see it when you're driving the interstate, but I have not been.
I haven't either. But it's near the Sir Pizza on East Main. It's in a house. It's been converted into the restaurant there.
And it's been there for years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Those are the folks that own the Korean Fire or Fire Korean. And so it's just unbelievable to me to think, because I remember hearing the stories about the project got delayed because they had to do special things to run propane to the tables, because at the tables you cook your food if you so chose.
And Fire, we've been several times. It's the food is good. Their fried rice is good, or was good, I guess. I just think, I don't know. I think that was a weird location for a restaurant like that.
Maybe so.
I think is the big thing. It's not that it was bad. It's just that's not the place you really want a Korean barbecue type restaurant. You want that more like medical center or, somewhere kind of standalone-ish, not necessarily on the square.
Well, even some of those restaurants that have been opened out in that area they've run into some hard times.
Well, we also just have an oversaturated. We've got too many restaurants.
Well, maybe true.
That's part of our problem here in town. We've just got so many restaurants and different kinds, and there's just so many options. I think it's probably a pretty hard market to get a restaurant open and taken off here.
And locations are very important here.
Yes.
I mean, I think Jefferson's will have a better shot up on the square than it would where they were at.
Which now Jefferson's is another place that I always see people at if I'm over there. I mean, it's pretty busy. So maybe, and it feels a little more fitted for the square than a Korean barbecue place does.
Maybe so. Marinas has done well on the square all these years, and Alley. But
Jefferson's is also a bar too, I think.
Didn't a restaurant close up there on the square, off the square, across from the library or the old library? Milano 2 or?
Yeah,
yes.
They closed.
Yeah.
I think that was more of a kind of a semi-retirement thing.
Yeah, it used to be from the front porch, I think.
Right,
yeah,
that's exactly right.
I love the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Jack Brown's, Puckett's, they're both doing great, and they're also kind of like bar-type food. So I don't know. I think Jefferson's will probably do pretty well on the square. That's probably the kind of restaurant you want on your downtown square is...
the square is a good location, particularly at night.
Yeah.
Because there is enough parking at night. The lunch, I don't know, but... a lot of walking traffic.
Domenico's is another one that's on the square. The sub place. Just had lunch there last week.
Oh, I love that place.
Mm-hmm. Well, more Taco Tuesday ahead. We've got still a lot of things to talk about, so stay with us at 7:28.
Hi, this is Stan with Parks Auction Company, and by now you've probably heard our commercials and know that we are committed to helping you increase your investments. Call 896-4600 to set an appointment with me or one of my team members. That's 896-4600. Parks Auction Company. We handle everything.
Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to be positioned for the long term. We provide the tools for a disciplined approach to investing. Call 615-907-7056 for an opportunity to discuss your situation. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
We're talking with Wanda Copley at the Villages of Murfreesboro.
The residents are so interesting. The table that I usually have my meals with, we have a person there from Seattle. We have a very successful Murfreesboro businessman. We have a teacher who lived in Buffalo, and we have a woman who was one of the first workers in Oak Ridge. So it's a variety of people here, and all interesting, I think.
This is Shanda with the Villages of Murfreesboro. Take a tour of our beautiful community. We're near the Avenue on Willow Oak Trail.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshotTN.org.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market Difference.
You want to know what our chickens eat or how our lettuce is grown?
Or maybe about our corn or our maters. Just ask.
Your farmer's right there at the booth. That's the Rutherford County Farmers Market Difference.
John R. Rice Boulevard at the Lane Agri Park, celebrating 50 years.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
It's 7:30 Tuesday morning, July 1st, the first day of July 2025.
And happy birthday today to Deron Claiborne, Andy Womack, Paul Lamb, Thomas Laird, Alicia Pace, Val Gamble, Linda Johnson, Chelsea Fancher, and Brady Cooper.
Those are Go ahead, Dalton. That's you.
If you or someone you know shares a birthday with any of these folks, go ahead and get them into us. 615-893-1450 is the phone number. WGNSradio.com/birthdays is the website. And Banana Pudding's the prize, so get them in now.
Yes, this is kind of our deadline to get your birthdays in to us here at the Big G.
At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we could help, call me, John Day.
And it is time to check on traffic, weather, news. It's all straight ahead. Then more Taco Tuesday. Our time, 7:31 on the Wake Up Crew.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Showers and storms in the area. Highs top out near 86 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, any showers and storms end early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, light winds. Lows drop to 68. And then Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine with highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 71.
Good morning. We've had some police activity in the last 15-20 minutes out here on 24 westbound, coming past Haywood Lane, headed towards Briley. Again, it's been slow go trying to get in from Murfreesboro through Antioch just a bit here with some police activity on 24 coming westbound. Again, headed towards Briley Parkway up through Antioch as it gets heavier. 65 south at Trinity Lane. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Check them out at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
A week-long string of retaliatory shootings in Murfreesboro has led to the arrest of 6 individuals and the injury of an 11-year-old girl, with authorities now seeking a 7th suspect. The girl, struck during the most recent incident, suffered injuries in what police are calling the most serious escalation of ongoing violence between groups of young individuals. Her condition has not been released. The violence began on Sunday, June the 22nd, with gunfire outside of the Abington Apartments on Bradyville Pike. A blue Volkswagen sedan reportedly fired several rounds into 2 apartment units. Using advanced surveillance at the Murfreesboro Police Department's real-time crime center, officials tracked the vehicle to Chariot Point Apartments. There, 20-year-old Kevin Hatter and 2 16-year-old males were taken into custody. One juvenile attempted to flee, but was quickly apprehended. Hatter faces charges including reckless endangerment and vandalism, with a bond set at $63,500. Authorities believe that the Abington shooting triggered a series of retaliations, including a drive-by shooting at mini bike riders on Greenland Avenue and the shooting that injured the young girl. Investigators are now seeking 19-year-old Naisha Lawrence, who remains at large. In a separate emergency response, Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue crews responded late Friday night to a blaze at the Regal Inn on South Church Street. The fire ignited in a room under renovation, and it was swiftly contained to 2 units. No injuries were reported, and the fire marshal's office continues its investigation. WGNS urges anyone with information on Lawrence's whereabouts to contact Murfreesboro Police or submit tips anonymously to Crime Stoppers. That's all for now. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, part of your Good Neighbor Network, and I'll talk to you later.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
Bigger isn't always better. When it comes to your financial institution, don't send your money to some far-off bank in another state. At Heritage South Community Credit Union, we help when others won't. We've been serving our community since 1957 and are still locally owned and operated in Middle Tennessee. If you're tired of talking to artificial intelligence and computer screens and branches, give Heritage South a try. Learn more at heritagesouth.org. Insured by NCUA.
Franklin's Printworks is more than a print shop. They're a proud part of Rutherford County.
It is a focus of ours to be involved in the community. We partner with folks like the Journey Home and the Center for the Arts and all these places that help make our community better, and we're proud to do that.
Jeff Carlton with Franklin's Printworks, supporting local businesses, schools, nonprofits with high-quality printing, banners, signs, direct mail, and more.
We love to do stuff for the churches, for schools, for nonprofits.
Franklin's Printworks, trusted by the community.
Looking for great deals on name brand clothing, furniture, and more? Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street across from the tall downtown NHC building in Murfreesboro. Our competitive prices and quality selection make it easy to find exactly what you need. And here's the best part, 100% of your purchase supports Greenhouse Ministries, helping over 70 families a day. When you shop at the Garden Patch, you're not just getting a deal, you're making a difference. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in Murfreesboro.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
7:35 from News Radio WGNS, and it is Taco Tuesday. And as we continue Taco Tuesday, I think it hasn't been that long, Dalton, that we talked about McDonald's and Krispy Kreme and that donut partnership.
Yes.
Well, it's done.
Already. Very quick.
Krispy Kreme in May paused its planned rollout of selling donuts in McDonald's locations nationwide. So when it
doesn't surprise me. It never does anymore.
Why?
I don't know. Partnerships like that don't seem to last very long with like fast food restaurants and other places.
They're reassessing the deployment schedule with McDonald's to work to achieve a profitable business model for all parties.
I think for us here, that's not really a big deal because we have a Krispy Kreme where you're probably going to get a better donut if you just go to Krispy Kreme and get one than if you go to McDonald's and try to get one there.
I guess so.
Probably.
A little side hustle.
Yeah.
You know?
And now for a place that doesn't have like a Krispy Kreme location, that's probably a pretty good thing. You know, go get your donut, whatever. But for us, we have one. What'd you say, John?
Kids, might get one for your kid.
Right.
Like a little treat.
I hope this doesn't take away from any thunder that you may have. And you may have mentioned this before, but I saw this on Facebook, and I had to bring it to John's attention because I know your Bluebell favorite ice cream. They now have Zero ice cream. Candy bar ice cream. Bluebell Zero. So you can look for that.
You mean no sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I will be looking for that.
Is that real? Because the picture you're holding up looks
like
AI
a Zero
generated.
bar.
It looks like what?
It looks AI generated.
I don't think so. Everything looks like AI generated.
That looks like a Zero bar on the front of it.
Uh-huh. I think that's maybe what it is. So it may not be zero. Maybe it's a zero
yeah,
flavor.
I didn't think Bluebell was investing in that.
Now that you say that, I just saw the candy bar. So maybe look for that in stores. Who knows? It may be there, it may
Bluebell
not.
does have no sugar added country vanilla according to their website. So.
Well, there you go, John. That's your favorite.
What's that?
Country vanilla.
Ooh. Yeah. I do
No
like
sugar
it.
added.
Oh, that's good. That helps.
Now, it's the Snack Food Report on the Wake Up Crew. Here's national correspondent Dalton Barrett.
Crumble Cookies is moving into the dirty soda game, so you can go there and get some dirty sodas. That's like a soda with cream and lime in it, so it's like almost like a float. They've got lots of different flavors, including pineapple, coconut, vanilla, mango, all of those different things. Cherry, lots of different flavors there. Coca-Cola, of course, has kind of been expanding their different flavors. All of the Coca-Cola flavors you can currently get. Y3000, Dream World, Ultimate, Cherry Vanilla, Georgia Peach, California Raspberry, Original Vanilla, Lime, Cinnamon, Cherry, Spiced, Life Cane Sugar, and Stevia, Starlight Bite, Marshmallow Oreo, Energy, Coca-Cola with Coffee, and Happy Tears Drop of Joy. Those are the current Coca-Cola flavors that you can pick up in various stores. Some of those are exclusives, that kind of thing. We mentioned last week the Sonic Grillo Pickle crossover. It is out now. You can go pick that up with the pickle season tots and the Big Dill Smasher, as well as the slush. Here's some dupes, some fast food sauce dupes. So if I'm listing one of your favorite sauces, there's an off-brand that you can get at Walmart. These are all at Walmart. There's a burger special sauce you can get that's, Big Mac sauce. Burger Secret Spread is the version of In-N-Out secret sauce. Southwest Hot Mustard is like McDonald's hot mustard. The chicken finger dipping sauce from McDonald's is Zaxby's, Raising Cane's, that kind of thing. Honey mustard is a dupe of Cane's honey mustard. Chicken dipping sauce is Chick-fil-A's, and then they have a French fry dipping sauce, which is Freddy's special sauce. And then one more here, some burgers that are coming. The Big Arch Burger is coming to McDonald's soon. It's a Big Mac, but without the middle bun, so you get that soon.
Yeah, and they use quarter pounders instead on the burgers and have cheddar cheese and some new special sauce. So there you go, 740.
Shop and say, well, those deals never seem to stop.
Hi, I am Tina. You never know what you may find at the Habitat Restore.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Hey, this is Rocky. You never know what you'll find at the Habitat Restore. We have doors.
Shopping at the Restore.
Yes, we have doors. We have interior and exterior doors available.
Hey, come check them out.
Shopping at the Restore, yeah.
The Habitat Restore, 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Come see us.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. I'm Lee Colvin, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I'd like to help. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056 for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshottn.org.
Dr. Craig McCabe.
Brighten up your face and make yourself look 10 years younger. Call McCabe Vision Center.
McCabe Vision Center on Heritage Park Drive, just off Memorial, behind SunTrust Bank.
Get rid of brown splotches, red marks on our face, as well as fine lines and wrinkles. Look 10 years younger. Call McCabe Vision Center.
On Heritage Park Drive, behind SunTrust Bank.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
742 on the Wake Up Crew, and time to wrap things up. Just like the Wake Up Crew, Celebration Under the Stars is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. See you Friday out there at the fountains. DJ, food trucks, got live music. Fireworks at 9 o'clock. So be there Friday at 9 for the fireworks. Events kind of get kicked off around 4:30 if you want to get there early over at Celebration Under the Stars, powered by MTE. Stephanie Hickerson is today's Good Neighbor of the Day for always looking for ways to help people with her gracious heart. Stephanie Hickerson receives flowers from Jenny Harrison and our friends at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, plus News Radio WGNS. Now, text neighbor to 615-893-1450 to nominate a Good Neighbor of the Day, or just head on over to WGNSradio.com/Good Neighbor to send in your good neighbors to us, and we'll get them on the air.
Time for the dad joke of the day.
Replay. You sure you want to go over this one?
I'm sure. I'll stand by it. You know, it's my wife's birthday next week, and she's been leaving jewelry catalogs all around the house.
Really?
So I got her a magazine rack.
Replay. Well, I know you're going to stand by it, so we're going to stand by our grade.
That joke was almost downright shameful.
Wow.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's what I say to people when they say, "Is that your son?" But
oh man, man, Brian, this is not designed to get personal.
Well, you get personal with me.
Just a joke. We always talk about the joke. We never.
That hurts.
Well, I'm sorry that it does. You picked the joke, and that's what you got.
You know what you said that we were going to do earlier and just have it done? Our song of the day, a longer version.
I know. We need to do that.
Oh yeah,
because
we need to go out with it for a while.
It's like one of the best ones.
Yeah,
Muppet covers. But
just quickly, we talked about Bobby Sherman dying.
Yes, we did.
We talked about new restaurants that are coming or old restaurants that are moving.